Cassian Andor is a rebel spy who is the main protagonist of the new Andor show, and no Star Wars fan knows why.
Everything I did for the rebellion.
Andor was first introduced in Rogue One, a Star Wars story, as a competent but ruthless spy of the Rebel Alliance, played by Diego Luna. He is a skilled and dutiful fighter and therefore gets assigned to dangerous and high-tier undercover missions against the Empire, and ultimately is responsible for capturing the plans for the Death Star together with Jyn Erso. But since he only appeared in Rogue One and was more of a side character to the story of this spin-off movie, fans don't understand why exactly he gets a full-scale Star Wars show. Cassian Jerome Andor was born during the last years of the Galactic Republic on the Outer Rim world of Fest. After losing his parents during the Clone Wars, he saw his first combat experience as a child soldier, fighting the Republic by throwing rocks at tanks and soldiers. While never formally being a separatist, he later also defied the Empire and therefore was recruited into the Rebel Alliance. Throughout his career as an intelligence agent, Andor worked undercover and maintained a network of contacts throughout the galaxy, who kept him informed about Imperial activities. During one of his missions, he also managed to capture and afterwards reprogram one of the Imperial droids, which assisted him in his later assignments, and as a side effect, also developed his own kind of humor.
Congratulations, you are being rescued.
Andor was a committed, steady, practical and by-the-book intelligence officer with a fair amount of combat experience. He served under David Straven, the leader of the Rebels' intelligence, who demonstrated a no-nonsense attitude, often holding on to his stubborn opinions. Stubborn opinions with which Cassian often has to deal during his missions, also sometimes demanding hard decisions to fulfill the objective.
Forget what you heard in there. There will be no extraction. You find him, you kill him. Then and there.
So, although fighting on the side of the Rebel Alliance, he'd been hardened by the war to the point that he'd not hesitate to commit morally questionable acts when necessary. However, Cassian is shown to still feel some degree of remorse and regret after some of these events. Finally, he was assigned to discover and capture the plans of the first Death Star in Rogue One, which is a direct prequel to A New Hope. But now many asked why we should want to see a prequel of a side character we already know will die. But Diego Luna stated,
"But it's nice to go into a story you already know the ending. Then you can take care of the little nuances and
right.
the layers, and I think it's fun to do something that is not just about getting to the end.
Right?
You know?
Yeah. No, I'm with you.
In fact, it's about delaying that."
And the point here is that the Andor show will not be his origin story, but the origin story of the rebellion. It is not a prequel to Rogue One, but a prequel to all of the original trilogy. It shows us the early beginnings of different insurgent cells teaming up to one big rebel alliance we see 5 years later in A New Hope, connected through a Jason-born James Bond-style undercover agent fighting against the Empire. Talking about Jason Bourne is also a good reference here, as the series will be directed by Bourne trilogy producer Tony Gilroy, who is also known for his multi-layered and connected plot writing, and also for creating entertaining thrillers and jewels of movie history, such as Devil's Advocate. So in case you liked Rogue One, a Star Wars story, you will also regain yourself in Andor, as Gilroy was majorly involved in writing both scripts, and was appreciated for developing the story with the help and inspiration of the Star Wars fanbase, and for Andor also teamed up with House of Cards writer Beau Willimon. Gilroy stated that he wanted this series to be accessible for all viewers and not just Star Wars fans, so you can watch it with your friends and your family who maybe even don't know the movies. So with Andor we dive deeper into the formation of the Rebel Alliance and the efforts of its founders, connected with a serious toned spy storyline Again, I am also curious what you think about the Andor show, so since this video is at an end now, I am eager to meet you in the comment section.